Lo and behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and they were afraid.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, where I cover vampires, werewolves, and other supernatural creatures. In this video, we're going to take a look at one of my favorite series of all time, Midnight Mass. I still think this is one of the best originals on Netflix. This show is about a small island community that is manipulated by a strange creature. But what is this creature? Is it truly some kind of supernatural being? An angel? Or is it something afflicted with a biological virus? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at. If you enjoy videos about vampires, werewolves, and other supernatural creatures, leave a like and subscribe for new videos every week. This video is the second part of a collaboration between me and Dean over at Vampire Folklore. One video will be going up on this channel and another on his channel. Make sure you go check out the video we made about Lestat from the Vampire Chronicles over on Vampire Folklore. I will have a link to his channel in the description below. Now I'm gonna let Dean start off the video.
Hello everyone and thanks for having me on the channel. Let's dive into the mysterious vampirism from Midnight Mass. Let's start with how Monsignor Pruitt met the creature. He is the Monsignor of the small island town of Crockett. A Monsignor is basically another name for a priest. He had always dreamed of traveling to Jerusalem, so the town all pitched in so he could make the trip before he dies. Unfortunately, Pruitt was suffering from dementia, and he was a lot further gone than the town wanted to admit. While in Jerusalem, he gets separated from his group and is left alone. He attempts to walk the road back to Damascus, but gets caught in a bad sandstorm. While trying to walk through the blinding storm, he sees the opening to a cave, so he goes inside for safety. The only thing Pruitt has for light is a pack of matches. He goes deeper into the cave and, while looking around, he notices something glowing. It looks like eyes. At first, it's like he doesn't believe what he's seeing, but when the eyes blink, he is immediately startled. What the hell is that? He drops the match and tries to quickly grab another. Then, the second match goes out. When he lights the third, the creature is standing right in front of him and feeds on his blood. The creature stops for a moment, and Pruitt begins praying, and he calls the creature an angel. He later says it was the wings among some other features that made him think it was an angel. This makes the creature pause and stare at the Monsignor. Instead of killing him, the creature decides to give him some of its blood to drink. When Pruitt wakes up the next day, he is young again. The virus or curse makes you age backwards until you're in your peak state. It cannot make you older though, so a child will not age up to their peak state. After being healed, the Monsignor ends up bringing the creature with him back to the island. He wants others to experience the angel's power, so without the others' knowledge, he begins putting the creature's blood in the Holy Communion. This is the practice where you drink wine, which is to symbolize the blood of Jesus. Well, instead of wine, they were drinking monster blood. Yum. How did no one taste the difference?
Blood of Christ.
The residents that go to church and drink the blood begin to experience some strange symptoms. At first, minor aches and pains go away. Then, the elderly start to look younger. It's subtle at first, but very noticeable by the end. The Monsignor's love interest ages backwards around 30 to 40 years, and it cures her dementia. The healing isn't instant, but it's quite powerful. It heals a girl who was paralyzed from the waist down by a gunshot, someone who had a broken neck, and a gunshot to the head. That's some pretty impressive healing.
The condition can heal people and make them younger, but it does not give people any supernatural abilities. No super strength or speed, and their senses like sight, smell, and hearing remain normal. In this state, they are nothing like a vampire and don't experience any weaknesses. There's a doctor on the island and her mother has dementia. After consuming the blood, she ages backwards rapidly and her dementia is completely cured. This makes the doctor very confused and wants to run some tests on her mother's blood, and she discovers something very odd. When she moves the blood into the sunlight, it bursts into flames. Now the doctor is not only confused, but afraid to even say anything in the medical community, because this seems insane. She starts doing some research on her own and finds a condition that is kind of similar. There's a blood disorder called erythropoietic protoporphyria, also known as EPP. People with it are extremely sensitive to light, to the point of burning and blistering in the sun, and very anemic. This is when your blood doesn't have enough healthy red blood cells. This can cause you to look pale and sometimes crave iron that can be found in blood. The doctor doesn't think the island residents have EPP, but possibly a condition in the same family tree, like how the common cold and the bubonic plague are in the same family. Maybe this is some type of super porphyria. The doctor says if something was consumed by the residents, a virus, an enzyme, a new type of cell, some kind of parasite, who knows, something that repairs damaged cells, is violently photosensitive and causes insane anemia, a desperate hunger for iron in blood. At first, this virus is only present in the blood in trace amounts, but as the concentration gets higher, the physical alterations become more pronounced, like the doctor's mother looking younger than herself.
Yeah, Mom. I'm nuts.
A woman who became pregnant consumed the creature's blood. This caused her to lose the baby. According to the doctor, it was because a fetus is a foreign object in the body. Usually, a mother's body has signals to stop the immune system from attacking the baby. This virus, or whatever it is, repairs damaged tissue and might have attacked the fetus, thinking it was a danger. The doctor says if you stop consuming the blood for long enough, your body might be able to naturally filter it out like other contagions, and we see that's true. This girl who was in a wheelchair was able to walk again after drinking the blood, but after she stopped, she lost the ability to walk again, meaning the healing isn't permanent and the condition is completely reversible. That doesn't sound like any supernatural curse I've heard of, especially considering infected people are not weak to crosses, silver, or garlic, and although their blood burns in the sun, they don't actually feel any pain while in the sun.
God's messenger.
Logan said that sunlight doesn't burn those who are infected, and that's only half true. Something happens if you die with the creature's blood in your system. If you have consumed the blood and then die for whatever reason, you will come back to life, but you will now crave blood and be burned by sunlight. There's actually one other change, and that's glowing eyes. The doctor did say that porphyria causes people to blister and burn very easily in the sun, and that it causes craving for iron in blood. So even though they seem like full-on vampires now, these symptoms could still be explained by this super version of porphyria. Porphyria is usually passed down from parents through a genetic mutation, but not always. In rare cases, someone can get porphyria later in life. This can be caused by any condition that causes the body to rapidly absorb iron. And this mystery condition on the island makes people crave the iron in blood, which means their body is consuming it faster. The only mystery is, why does the condition change after the person dies? It's as if once the person dies, the virus completely takes over the body. The fact that they come back to life is the one thing that makes me think maybe it's some kind of parasite. And after the person dies, the parasites almost completely take over the body. It would explain why people say they attacked their family but didn't know why. It's the parasites making them do this, controlling them like a puppet. It might also explain why their bodies need iron, because the parasites are consuming it. Although the residents of Crockett seem like they are afflicted with a virus or parasite, the creature itself seems more supernatural. For one, it has wings, which would be a pretty weird side effect for a virus, and it performs some truly supernatural feats. It was able to mimic the voice of the drug dealer on the island. This is clearly something supernatural and has no biological explanation. It was also able to communicate with Monsignor Pruitt telepathically. He says that he's able to hear the voice of the angel. He is the only one that can hear the angel though. Not even we as the audience ever hear the angel speak. Which makes me think, was the angel speaking at all, or was the Monsignor suffering from delusions? He was the only one to see the halo around the creature's head while in the cave.
Just then an angel of the Lord stood before them.
What is this creature, and how old is it? Well, we never find out how old it is. It was buried under the sand and living in this cave. For all we know, it could have been down there for hundreds or even thousands of years. We also don't know what this creature is, but I think it's possible that it was once human. It knows how to talk to people. It knows about religion. and it wears human clothing sometimes. Maybe this creature was once infected just like the people on the island were, and this is the final result. What would have happened to the island residents after long enough? Monsignor Pruitt had been drinking the vampire blood longer than anyone else and was beginning to experience fits of ringing in his ears and coughing up blood. It's not clear if this continued after he died and came back, but this could have been his body rejecting the virus, or his body beginning to change. They never call the creature a vampire. That word is never said during the show. However, vampires, or at least the ones in pop culture, do exist in this universe. It's not like The Walking Dead, where there was no such thing as a zombie. We hear the doctor say that's where a lot of these myths probably came from, implying that she's talking about vampires. But we never get to hear the beginning of the sentence, so we don't know if she actually said the word vampire or not. It's possible that's not the word that she used, and they have some other kind of mythical creature that feeds on blood. I hope you enjoyed this video on Midnight Mass. What do you guys think? Was it a supernatural curse or a virus? I believe the creature itself is supernatural, but the condition that it passes on is more like a virus. That is, until you die. Then it crosses into cursed territory. A big thanks to Dean for reaching out to do this collab. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to check out his channel, Vampire Folklore. We made a video over there about how Lestat from the Vampire Chronicles was turned into a vampire.
Thank you so much, Logan, for having me on the channel. It was so much fun looking at Midnight Mass and working on these videos together. I just want to say to everybody watching, I am a huge fan of the Cogan Lollins YouTube channel, and it really was such a big honor to be able to feature as a guest voice today. Thanks again, and I'll see you all very soon for hopefully more collabs between our two channels.
If anyone is interested, I made another video a while ago about this show, exploring the theory, what if the creature was really an angel? There's actually a lot more evidence than you would think. If there's any other movies, TV shows, or video games you want me to cover, please leave them in the comments down below. I really want to cover the vampires from American Horror Story, the new Castlevania show, and a few others. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and subscribe if you haven't. It helps out a lot and I really appreciate it. As always, an extra big thanks to my members for supporting the channel. Roderick, Jason Miller, Zothras Paradox, Adam Mokabe, Gabriel Ragsdale, Matthew Batson, Dragonfey Rose, Emily Nixon, Onyx Cat, Walter Collin, Dominique Toussaint, Czar Shadow, Steve Lloyd, Jake Walker, Awesome Pea Shooter, Cyper2890, Mark Thorpe, Stephen556, Owen Wildish, and Joseph Roman. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.